Hi guys, so the topic today is a dual SIM phone and whether you can use a dual SIM phone with just one SIM card or must you always use a dual SIM phone with two SIM cards. So if you have a dual SIM phone and you're wondering if your phone requires two SIM cards or would it actually work with just one SIM card as well, then the answer is that the phone will work just fine with just one SIM card as well. With the dual SIM phone, you have two SIM slots. You have SIM slot 1 and SIM slot 2. If you just want to use one SIM card in your dual SIM phone, you don't have to worry about which SIM slot to use. You can put your SIM card in either one of those two SIM slots and the phone will work just fine. So for example, if we look at this dual SIM phone and if we get the SIM slots out, you will see that there are two SIM slots here. So this is SIM slot number 1 and this is SIM slot number 2. Now I can put my SIM card in either one of these SIM slots and the phone will just pick up that SIM slot as the default SIM slot. So unless I use two SIM cards in this phone, it will still act as one regular phone with just one SIM. So the phone only acts as a dual SIM phone when you have put two SIM cards in it, because that is when the phone has to decide which SIM to use for which services. Now let's see how this phone operates when you're using SIM slot number 1 or SIM slot number 2. So if you look at the screenshot on the left, you will see that we are only using SIM slot number 1 here, whereas SIM slot number 2 is not engaged. If you look at the bottom here, in the default card settings, it says that calling and mobile data are both taken care of by SIM slot number 1. Similarly, if we look at the screenshot on the right side, you can see that SIM slot number 1 is not engaged and SIM slot 2 is where we have the SIM card. Here, the default setting says that mobile data and calling are taken care of by SIM number 2. Now, as you know, many mobile phones nowadays, the dual SIM phones, have one eSIM and one physical SIM. The phone that we looked at earlier had two physical SIM slots. Now let's have a look at another phone, a Google Pixel 5 phone. This phone has one eSIM and one physical SIM. So if we look at the SIM compartment here, you will only see one SIM card option here. It means that you can only insert one physical SIM card. The other SIM in this phone is an eSIM which is built into the phone. Currently, we are not using any physical SIM card in this phone. Instead, we are using the eSIM which is from Vodafone UK. Now, even though the physical SIM in this phone is the primary SIM and eSIM is the secondary SIM, you can still use the phone just with the eSIM, which means that just with the secondary SIM. So the phone doesn't care if you're using the primary SIM slot or the secondary SIM slot. As long as you're using one of the SIM slots, the phone will work just fine. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I have written a detailed post on this topic, so if you're interested, have a look at the link in the description below.